Reykjavik is the marketing office for Reykjavik as a destination. So we thought that would be a good idea to turn it around and introduce new destinations with the ambassadors of culture, be it the musicians, the poets, the painters, or whatever we find in a new destination.
Edmonton was showcasing as part of Reykjavik's Winter Light Festival. We sent over 4 artists, well 5 musicians, 4 separate acts.
If not for you, summer. When I'm older, I'll never let you down. Those long dark nights laying shaking next to you.
It was really neat to get to work with some artists that we hadn't worked with before in a big way.
Gentlemen, this is going to be a pre-boarding call for Iceland Air Flight 692 with service to Reykjavik.
Super excited, kind of nervous. I have like a little bit of like little butterflies in my stomach.
The whole thing is a little bit surreal.
I've been to Europe a couple times, but it's always nice to kind of change scenery and especially play music.
Quebec was the most international place I've ever been to.
I think we're gonna get inspired by the whole experience.
Joining us this week, we have 4 outstanding Edmonton musicians, and they'll be pairing up with major Icelandic artists for an amazing show of musical collaboration on Thursday at Eden. So thank you again to our hosts, to the mayor, to the people of Reykjavik for welcoming Edmonton and welcoming Canada to be part of your winter celebration.
And that Canadian ambassador to Iceland to do a little meeting for us, and then hosted a little tour around the city, which was really exciting and interesting. And the fellow they had conducting the tour was really quite candid about Iceland and how much the arts are really meaningful to them as a culture.
What is the better way of meeting Icelanders than through the culture? I think generally that the artist status in Iceland is very good, you know, because the Icelanders do believe the meaning of having a good culture. So it's valuable for the society, especially now as the tourism is increasing, we have something to offer.
Tourism is driven by different things than what it was 20, maybe only 10 years ago. It's completely different. When we honor the guest city, we are sort of bringing interest to new destinations through their music and through their arts and culture. The Edmontonians and the people of Alberta Music have been really supportive, and we're really looking forward to the concert.
Even though it's kind of intense, it's good to have like a time frame like that. Like it was kind of like a 24-hour thing where you just know you kind of got to get to it and make decisions pretty quickly.
I really loved it. I love collaborating with people to begin with. I just form a band with my partner and we'll try to integrate both our songs and sort of contribute to the music.
He seems stoked on what I was able to bring to his songs, which is a cool feeling. You know, you don't want to feel like you're weighing someone's material down.
Save me from my sickness, hit me till I'm senseless, knock me off my feet, hard enough to live this way.
Everybody was matched up with the right person musically. Sóley and I got along really, really well. Just felt like we came from the same planet or something.
It's a funny thing to meet someone and play together, especially when you have such a few days to rehearse. It's really exciting, especially if you meet, if the person is nice. I really liked his music, and so it was a good fit.
I really have to get this call. Oh my God, what a deal breaker.
There's those tiny things that could kind of not go wrong, but you know, it has to people have to be nice. You know, you have to kind of be able to drink coffee and talk, you know.
Lots about kids and, I don't know, music and family and her crazy neighbor who believes that women shouldn't play music.
It's cool that you're a man, you know. I'm sorry, did I offend you? Are you gonna walk off stage?
She's gonna play this last song alone.
It's just one other part of being a musician is to like meet someone and spend some time with them and you know, play each other's song and find some nice arrangements.
It was nice to be on stage and watch the others perform as well.
I found a lover, she took me in.
I'm mostly focused on like a solo projecting, and first time I've done stuff like this. It was easy to step in and make music. She's a great singer, great picker, similar guitar style, so it worked out pretty well.
I've done a few collaborations like this before, and it's always surprisingly easy to just work with someone you don't know. Yeah, I think it's good for everyone to try and work with artists that you don't know and people you don't know. You can get inspired by others and just also maybe get some connections.
It's always been fun. It's been interesting. It's a funny kind of context to put your music in, you know. And so you have to work within a little frame that, you know. And I always like doing that, you know, giving me a little bit of a frame to work within.
Our collaboration with Snorri is going to be something that I'm going to remember forever, and something that I think will definitely put its mark on our music as well.
Avec les yeux fermés, avec les yeux fermés, avec les yeux fermés, avec les yeux fermés.
Showcase was held in a beautiful old venue right in the center of the city. It had been home to Reykjavik's opera company 100 years ago, and it had seen some really beautiful events over the years. People packed into this venue and sat and watched this concert that took place over a couple of hours. I think people really enjoyed it.
I believe it was a worthwhile trip for me personally and everybody else involved. From my perspective, this project was more of like a community culture builder rather than like a business endeavor.
I thought they were really receptive. It's cool to play in one of Iceland's oldest theaters and have a full room of people just interested in who you are and where you come from.
I feel really good about it. You know, a couple of us have already been offered shows if we come back, and we're playing some more tomorrow. I really enjoy meeting people and getting to know our differences and similarities.
I think after it kind of hit me, I was like, well, holy crap, we just played a show in Iceland.
In a beautiful old theater.
Yeah, once it's done, you're kind of like, oh my God, did we just do that? I think it's kind of giving us like the courage and a little bit of a push that we needed. Musically, everything went super smoothly, and now we made connections here, which is super cool. When you're trying to do music, and it's not easy to always have that courage and to always like have that drive. I was super happy about it.
I wish that my home wasn't so far, but I think and I know, and I think and I know that I'll be back someday. I'll be back someday to find you.
Our artists got to play the Thursday night showcase, but they also got some opportunities to perform all around Reykjavik after. They played some shows on the street. The Winter Light Festival went on over the weekend, and they kept playing as part of that. And they also got a chance to play some of the clubs, music venues around town as well.
Well, life's a picture, take a look, throw it around, put it in a book. You gotta hold on to it as it fades away, as it meets tomorrow, forgets today. Life's a picture, you've gotta hold on, as it fades away, as it fades away.
We're talking about having some other artists come along that might not necessarily be musical artists, and they really were excited about having the Poet Laureate of Edmonton and Reykjavik.
Well, I'm taking away an amazing experience. It was fantastic to come here and do poetry, meet other Icelandic poets. It was really good. They spoke English, and then they were always teaching me like what their poems were saying in Icelandic, so going in to the show I knew what was going on.
This is going to be more shaking their mind?
Well, we may as well go have fun, right? And play with it, so yeah.
Okay.
It will be different, but it will give them an experience that they'll remember, and that's good, because I think we want that from the night.
Dear Iceland, this is Edmonton Calling. I am writing to ask you something of how the light seeps into you. You see, I come from a city where the sun stretches itself like a lazy yawn down our river center each day. Sometimes I think we take all this brightness for granted. Since being in your city, the city named after a smoky bay, I am learning something new of the light. There's nothing slow about the way it moves. There's no easy slumber of the setting sun, gentle rise. Yesterday I watched the sunset behind Beaver Hill's house. We have welcomed visitors and cradled newcomers. Our stories are ones of endurance and survival, of building homes and communities. Iceland, I think we are not so different in that way. But our stories are simple ones. They are not the sagas of gods, they root themselves rather than in the heavens when something So dear Iceland, this is Edmonton Calling. I'm writing to ask you something of how you hold on to the light. How you have found it in the places where it is least expected, how you have wrapped yourselves around it, let it drift into you, how you have let the light seep out of you, dear Iceland. This is Edmonton Calling. I am holding my hand out in a letter, my palm full of light. Thank you for grasping on, for shining through the darkness into my being. Thank you for letting the light seep in. Thank you so much for having me.